Hello everybody, thanks for checking out this video on the new Magitone pack of instruments. This is based around some recording I did last year. So I used to have a studio that was in an industrial estate, and my neighbours did all sorts of things, the fruits of which was the truck drums instrument. So that was where I used the truck body that one of my neighbours had. Another one of my neighbours fixed cars, and so there was lots of, detritus hanging around, metal pieces, wooden bits, a tractor tyre, various things that I had, and I went round and just recorded them, and getting away from the studio tan. So there's 5.5 octaves of one-shot samples in the Kontakt instrument, and these are included as one-shots as well. But using the Kontakt scripting, I've been able to do a little bit of additional processing, so adding some effects and things that kind of turn this into a pretty cool and interesting instrument. And I've also done some further processing as well, which we'll come on to talk about. So there's all sorts of stuff being played with different things, rattly and boxes of stuff being thrown on the ground, big pieces of metal, pipes, all sorts of stuff. And what I've done with the instrument is sort of go through it, sort of make some kind of more tuned instruments. Now obviously these are not tunable in any way, shape or form, so this is pitched within Kontakt. I've said it before, I quite like the texture of that kind of very simple sampling. So we've got a few effects and things that we can add. I've got some drive here. The saturation kind of boosts the harmonics and brings it further forwards in the mix. I've added the delay as well, which I quite like, sort of putting it really fast. Great stuff. The cone, that was a traffic cone, as you can see here in my expertly drawn GUI. I was really surprised at how when you pitched it down an octave, almost like a soft piano, it sounds really cool. Almost ceramic. I love how that sounds. I've added some kind of effects processing suggestions should you want some ideas. I love that. So those are kind of jumping off points. There's all sorts of other instruments in there. Once I'd recorded all of these, I thought, well, what if I take all of these samples, or some of these samples, and I reamp them through actual drums? So I've done that with a few of these. So this was a 10-inch snare. And I've included a couple of presets there of the kind of dry instrument and it with some drive on it, some grit. A 12-inch snare, there's a couple of presets there. 14-inch snare, which actually I've made with the speaker inside the drum. And then there's also a 6-inch snare as well, little tiny thing. That thing's great, with a couple of presets. I've then done some kits outside of the whole yard, which is all the samples. I sort of took some of these samples and made them into kits. So so this is sort of more along the lines of, you know, standard general MIDI layout. So you've got kind of a kick sound on C1, then snare sounds on D1 and E1, hi-hat-ish on F#1, and then some tom sounds on A1 and G1, cymbal sound on C#2. You know, standard general MIDI kind of things. I love, yeah. They sound great with distortion, but I'm aware that I love distortion, and maybe not everybody loves distortion as much as me. So I have included them dry, but I kind of prefer them with distortion. So you'll have heard this kit on the demo. So the kits I feel are a little bit more stylized than the kind of whole kit, the whole yard, which is just the bare samples. This one I wanted to really go for that kind of tuned 808 kind of thing. So I took a kick sample and pitched it down an octave, so you can get like some. Love it. And then there's some more processed instruments. So yeah, it does tend to sort of err on the side of percussion, but I think there's some really useful tones in there that you can kind of take and manipulate and use within stuff, or to layer underneath different things. So yeah, thank you for checking out the new Magitone pack, and yeah, stay tuned. There's going to be lots more stuff released in the coming weeks.